here in Zoom. You can always catch the replay over on my YouTube channel, which at some point throughout today's event, you will see posted over in the Zoom. Posted over in the Zoom, posted over in the chat. That's what we want to do. I don't know why Zoom is giving me such grief today. Goodness gracious. Okay, I'm online now. We're going, we're moving. Hello, welcome everyone. Sorry for the discombobulation there at the start. My Monday has been a little bit more discombobulated than normal, as it always seems to be these last couple of months. I feel like every month I come on and I say that. Hello, welcome, Valorie Lewis. Today I'll do a real quick intro. These are weekly events, always free. We pull from tarot cards first, and then we move over to oracle cards. And no matter whether it's a card in my hand or not, I allow myself to be open and receiving of any messages that come through from Spirit for this group collectively. No matter if you're watching this live or if you are watching one of the recordings, I do feel like Spirit is not bound by the same time constraints that we are. If you're watching this, these messages are relevant to you right now, even if it's a recording. With that being said, I explained this a little bit more last week as I am attempting to deliver messages of relevance. When I tune into the collective, first and foremost, I tune into this group of lovely faces that I can see here on the live call. And then I tune into the collective as a whole. When messages come through, sometimes there's a lot. And in order to deliver the messages that I feel have relevance, I always defer to the messages that come through for the live group first, and then we see what other messages we can weave in for the collective as a whole. Just so that you know that, because this next part, I'm going to ask for you all to send some energy out. So if you can, please close your eyes, take a couple of deep breaths, just center yourself. Ask yourself, what am I wanting to receive from today's readings? Just ponder that question quietly for a bit on your own. Send that asking, those wantings, those desires for support, clarity, guidance, whatever it might be. Send all of that out to the universe, God, the creator, the divine source, whatever you call that energy. And then release it, let it go. Put yourself in the receiving mode, which just could be as simple as saying, I'm ready, I'm ready. Put yourself in the receiving mode and get ready to listen and receive messages from Spirit. So let's go. Oh, yay. Hi, hello. I see we have some new people here. Hello, if this is your first time, feel free to put it over in chat if it is your first time. And I am waiting for Spirit to tell me that wasn't long, which tarot deck we're going to go with. The Lightseers Tarot. Many of you are familiar with this one. An oldie but a goodie. Let's go with that. Lightseers Tarot is one of the first decks I started using regularly when I first started giving tarot readings for others. It is a very intuitive deck. So I feel like it's a very intuitive deck. So if you are interested in learning tarot, I do think that the Lightseers is a great place to start. And then you can move on to the more traditional decks and get a better understanding. If you just want to read it to be reading it, the Lightseers is a great deck. So let me just sit and allow the cards to be drawn on behalf of this group. I was in another spiritual group the other day, and there were a lot of members chatting about the idea that it seemed like we have 6 cards today, y'all. The idea that it seemed like they were revisiting some things from their past, whether it was an old friend reached out or just maybe doing some shadow work on their own, but it seemed like they were revisiting, more than one member was revisiting things from their past. And when that comes up to me in a group setting like that, I'm like, which planet is in retrograde? Something's going on. Why are all these people experiencing the same thing? usually when it's stuff from our past coming up for us to process or move through, that something is in retrograde causing a collective shift to whatever we're thinking about in our past. So I checked, and not as many planets as I thought are in retrograde. Venus is still in retrograde, but Mercury is about to go into retrograde. But I'm thinking that the shadow for Mercury retrograde seems to be far reaching if this is Mercury retrograde, because I don't think that's until the 14th of March. Maybe it's just collective, shifting, revisiting old things so that we can finally let them go. All right, first card for the week. We've got a bonus card. The bonus card I'm not turning over yet. We'll see how that plays in. First card is the Seven of Swords. I'm going to hold that up so you all can look at this card for just a moment to get that visual. The Seven of Swords. The swords is air energy. Swords is our thinking, analytical brain. Swords is also our communication, how we express our thoughts, our thinking, how we express our thoughts into the world. Can also be about self-expression. Are you being that truest version of yourself, and are you expressing that freely into the world? So that's the idea of the suit of swords. Seven of Swords, as you can see from the picture, is often the card that comes up when deceit is present. It's often the main keyword of this card is deceit. I see it as two main keywords because y'all know, if you've been hanging out with me long enough, when I read tarot, if there's a negative connotation, I'm going to find the positive connotation. Here's the positive connotation. If you have ever had to steal something, you don't do it loudly. You don't announce it to everybody what you're about to do. How do you do it? Quietly and stealthily. So the positive spin on this situation is the need for strategy. Is there an area of your life that currently is asking for more strategy? Has your calendar gotten out of control? Maybe you need more planning. Think about what he had to plan to make sure he got away with whatever he got away with. Is there something in your life that needs more planning? And if you're like, I don't know, Spirit is saying, yes, look harder. Yes, there is something that needs more planning, because this card is coming in answer to, how do I make my life easier? How do I get past this challenge? How do I do that thing I don't really want to do on a Monday morning? This card is coming in answer to that. Be more strategic about it. Do you have a plan? Are you just trying shit? Do you know what you're doing? Do you have a strategy? That's meaning number one. Second meaning is, I am getting a hit on the deceit part. And this could be you deceiving yourself with the stories of self-talk that you tell yourself. It could be self-deception, or it could be someone else not being entirely honest with you. To me, it doesn't feel like an outright lie, which is why it might be hard for you to discern where this untruth or dishonesty is coming from in your life, because it doesn't seem like it's somebody is blatantly doing something. It seems like somebody's being a little bit sneaky. Maybe somebody told you half the story and they omitted some of it to protect themselves or protect the innocent or whatever. You don't have the full story. There's a little bit of deceit in there somewhere. And again, it could be the self-talk. If you are deceiving yourself, telling yourself, I can't do that thing, or whatever story you are telling yourself. It could be self-deception as well. So I am getting a strong hit on that, and I don't always. So I'm starting out the week with examine your life. Think about where any deception might show up for you. Can you focus on that? Bring it to the light. If you find the deception, the additional message that I'm hearing is bring it to the light. Not dip down into the darkness and show that person that if they F around, they're going to F out. No. That's not what we're doing. We're bringing it to the light. There are a lot of swords in our pool today. In fact, there are, as I look at all of the cards, there are 4 swords and only 1 card that is not swords. So whatever we're doing, we're thinking some stuff through. Okay, you're going to get a lot of guidance on whatever thought process you're going through right now, especially if you feel confused in your thoughts, because Spirit is talking all about this air energy. Also, I feel the second message for everyone is the idea that we're all being called into the light, to stand up, to communicate who we are, to lead the way, to show others. Communication, swords also. Okay, second card, 2 of Swords. You have a decision to make. And by not making a decision, you're still making a decision. That's what the Two of Swords is about. A decision is imminent. And if you choose to keep waffling on the fence, you will get pushed to one side. So why don't you stand up and make the choice before the choice is made by default or made for you, just because the choice needs to be made. So we have the Two of Swords, stalemate, a crossroads, making a difficult choice, opposing ideas or options, choosing the best route of action, memory and thought. When blinded by the unknown, I can trust myself to move towards the light. Traditionally in Tarot, you can't see it by this artist's depiction, but traditionally in Tarot, even though this is swords and air energy, there is a large body of water on the Two of Swords card sitting behind the blindfolded person who's trying to make a choice. When it says the affirmation is, when blinded by the unknown, I can trust myself to move towards the light. I think about that large body of water. You are trusting yourself, but you're also trusting your intuition, because water represents intuition. And what is intuition? Our link to the divine. So you're not doing this alone. If you have a big choice to make and you're really not sure and you've been sitting on that choice for a while, which is the energy that I'm getting, and Spirit is like, your time is up. If you don't make a choice, life is going to choose this for you, and you might not be happy with what life chooses. So if you're like, I still don't know what to do, link up with Source. It's your intuition, and your intuition is the way Source speaks to you about what the next step forward is. Follow your intuition. Make sure you're connected as you ponder the choice and as you make the choice. At the crossroads of duality, your analysis and overthinking will just get you buried in the quicksand of a million possible endings. So find peace of mind by trusting your judgment / intuition. Two of Swords. Reversal on the next card. In this deck, I do not shuffle to have reversals. The reversal is significant. Six of Swords. I told you we got a lot of swords. Who's overthinking? Who's out there overthinking that's got all these swords coming up in my reading today? What are we overthinking about? I bet next week, I bet we get all fire and action cards, because Spirit is using this week to get us out of our heads. So the Six of Swords, the idea of moving forward, you see she's dressed as a traveler. She's got her bag, her luggage with her there. She's in a boat. She is making a journey. She is headed to a distant shore. She is headed to a new life, a new chapter. She's following the sunrise. The smooth waters are ahead of her, and the choppy waters are behind her. She has left behind what does not serve her. And in the leaving behind of whatever that is, as she begins to start to look forward, instead of dealing with whatever she was dealing with, she starts to look forward. Everything in front of her is smooth sailing. It's so much easier from where she came from. Who's been waiting for a message like that after a period of, I don't know what the hell I'm doing? I think I know what I'm doing, but now I don't know what the hell the world is doing. Who's ready for a little bit of clarity? All right, so smooth waters ahead of us, at least for this week, as we try to find peace of mind, literally, with our overthinking and all of that. Smooth waters ahead of us in that area. But this card was in reverse. And I'm going to pair that up with this card, the 2. The reason why this is in reverse is because you haven't made the decision that the Two of Swords has asked you to make. So by making this decision, whatever that is for us individually and collectively, we can flip this back in the upright position and truly begin to move forward into those smooth waters. But while we're still sitting and not making the decision, we're still sitting in those rocky waters, not moving forward. So both of these cards come together as far as what do we need to do to be able to move forward. And this is our only card that is not swords, and it's cups, and it's 8, and it's someone walking away. That kind of ties in with all of this as well. Maybe the decision you need to make is about leaving something behind, a situation in your life, a person, a thought about yourself that's no longer serving you, because we are thinking about thoughts. Maybe a story you've been telling yourself about a person that's no longer serving you. Or a story that, let's tie this all together. A story that you've been telling yourself for so long that you've believed it to be true, but that story that you're telling is causing you trouble in your life. Maybe you've told the story that it's your, here's one. Here's one that I told to myself many, many years ago. I'm past this. But the story I used to tell to myself is that my issues as an adult were because I wasn't raised right. It was my mama's fault, my daddy's fault. Until Spirit showed up and said, how old are you again, ma'am? No, it's your fault. You decided to let this be your problem. And so, but that's the story. The way I was deceiving myself so that I didn't have to deal with the issue because I decided I didn't want to do that. So I had to decide to deal with the issue, decide to step up to the plate. And when I made that decision, all of that roughness of my trauma was behind me and I could begin to deal with life on my own terms. Does that mean my entire life was? No, but that means I didn't have the baggage of past stories holding me back anymore. So that's just one example of how that entire message could play out. But this is definitely walking away. Cups, emotions. Something has caused us pain, depression, sadness, any of those emotions that would register on a lower frequency for us. And whatever that is causing us that emotion that we do not wish to experience, the way out of it is to walk away from it. What I like about the Eight of Cups, if you go look at traditional tarot, Eight of Cups, just Google it, Rider-Waite-Smith version. There's 8 cups situated in such a configuration that I understand. Wait, let me think about this. Yes, that I understand the Eight of Cups to be, it looks like one cup is missing from the configuration, but the person is still walking away. The Eight of Cups comes up for me in my readings when it's time for me to leave a situation that feels like it's still unfinished. And that for me and the way my neurospicy brain works is one of the most difficult things to do. If I walk by a configuration of 8 cups and one looks like it's missing, I can't just keep going. I have to, like, there's something in my brain that says, fix it, fix it. When you go through a store and the cans are not like lined up and they're not facing the front of like they're supposed to be, that's me. I used to work in retail for just long enough to know what facing a shelf means. I will still do that even when I'm not on the clock because that's my brain is like, that's out of place. So that might be really, really hard for a lot of us to see that something is still unfinished, to know we have the ability to fix it, but to hear Spirit say, it's not your job to fix it. You don't work here. You're not on the clock. Stop turning all the cans to face the aisle. It's time for you to walk away and deal with the things that you need to deal with in your life so that your life can get better. 8 of Cups. And it does seem, because it's coming up as cups, it is going to be something that tugs on our heart. What? Something that tugs on our heart? Yeah. Something that tugs on your heart. Back to the swords. 3 of Swords. Is this going to be in your best interest? Absolutely, because that's how I always ask Spirit. Please give me messages that are in the highest and best interest of the group, of the person, in this case of the group. So I know this message is in your best interest and mine too. Look at our lives. Collectively, we need to look at our lives and ask ourselves what is holding us back that we are not walking away from, even though Spirit has given us multiple signs to walk away. And our brain is saying, it's not finished. Let me turn just one more can around. And Spirit is saying, I need you to walk away because everything that you ask for happens when you are able to let go of what's not serving you. It's going to hurt. Spirit saying, this has the potential to allow you to feel some emotions that maybe you haven't felt at this level before. Or maybe you're saying, I don't want to walk away because you already know what emotions are going to come up. And you're like, I don't want to deal with that. Well, now it's time to deal with that, especially if you want to move into the momentum of next week. I can already feel the momentum of next week. Maybe that's why we got 6 cards instead of 5. I haven't turned over that 6 card. Maybe the 6 card is like the trailer episode for next week. But in any case, this is where we are this week. Cups, emotions. I need you to walk away. Oh, but it's going to hurt. Yup, I still need you to walk away. Because in that pain, in that opening, in that recognition, you're allowing yourself to release your emotions, but you're also allowing yourself to heal. This message is coming from Spirit right now to a specific few of the group of us. By allowing yourself to feel those emotions, you are also allowing yourself the room to heal. Until you can feel those emotions, you cannot heal. And that's why you keep getting stuck in this cycle. This is spirit directly. That is why you keep getting stuck in this cycle of feeling the pain and going back into retreat, and feeling the pain and going back into retreat, and never pushing through processing the pain so that you can get to the healing. Spirit wants us to get to the healing. We're being called for far too much for us to still be playing around with stuff we know how to heal, playing around with stuff we know how to move past, and we're just dragging our feet for whatever reason. The last bonus card, I just turned it over. The motherfucking sun. Oh, we couldn't have asked for a better card. The sun. What happens when we push past is not the right word. Spirit is very much wanting to correct me on that. Push past. We do not want you pushing past your pain. We want you feeling your pain, because you all came to be human in a world that included emotions, and we think emotions are a beautiful thing. So we want you to feel your pain, feel your way through that transformation. Spirit's words, not mine. Feel your way through that transformation shown by the last few cards. Allow yourself not to just process the emotions, because processing for many humans means I see these emotions and I understand why they're here. And now I can come up with a plan so that I don't have to feel these emotions anymore. We don't want you to process your emotions. We want you to experience and transmute your emotions to something better. I see these emotions. I'm so thankful for these emotions. They've shown me what my heart truly desires. I truly desire hope or peace or joy or laughter or whatever. And now I can take this energy that I was directing towards the pain, and I can redirect it towards what I want to experience now. That's a transformation. That's a transmuting. And we got the motherfucking sun. When we allow ourselves to feel through, transform, transmute, experience those emotions from the walking away and the Three of Swords, this is what's waiting for us. These are the smooth waters shown in the Six of Cups. The most positive card in the tarot. There's not much you can say about the sun. It is the most positive card in the tarot, whether it's upright or reversed. I do want to read. I almost never read the textbook on the sun, but let me give y'all some keywords. This is what's waiting for us if we apply the messages of this week. Joy, inspirational success, abundance and fulfillment, exuberant creativity, positivity, love, manifesting dreams, inner beauty, a yes card, a yes card. Maybe that's the yes some of y'all needed to hear to make that Two of Swords decision. The affirmation, I am whole, I am more than enough, I shine like the sun when I am happy. So come on, everybody, let's get happy. Come on, so we can all shine like the sun. Okay, so that's the tarot cards. I probably shouldn't have put those away so I could reference them again, but oh well. Let's move on to what magical messages do you have for us today, Spirit, from Oracle? 22 Archangels, the 22 Archangels, Oracle cards by Kyle Gray. I need coffee. All right. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anything over in the chat. Jesse, I love that. I saw you laugh when I said that. It's like, yeah, she knows. She walks through the store facing them cans too. All right. When we moved into the Oracle cards, I asked that if you have something specific that you feel like did not get touched on at all during the tarot cards, that you put your questions over in the chat. Please utilize the chat to put any outstanding questions over there. If I can get to them, if Spirit chooses to answer through these cards, I definitely want to try to do that. So the chat is open for that at this time. Oh, one of my favorites, Seraphiel, from the 22 Archangels deck. There we go. Seraphiel, Heart of Devotion. In the small print, it says, let the cup of your heart be filled through commitment and dedication. Let's see what the expanded message of this angel is. The seraphim are the highest order of angels who surround the throne of God with song and devotion. The seraphim Seraphiel, although not typically seen as an archangel, works closely with the archangels to bring healing and light to the earth. The name means prince or princess of the high angelic order. The Seraphiel is said to be the angel who holds the highest rank in heaven, the one who protects, governs, and guides all the archangels, and who reminds us how we can be sustained and sustain others through a deep connection to God. Anybody working on stability, sustenance, increased income, any of those things that deal with how do we take care of ourselves here in the human 3D world, this angel can help with that also, showing us that our true sense of sustenance comes through a deep connection to God. Replace God with the divine source, the ethers, whatever you call that source that's bigger than us. Great question over there in chat. I will try to get to that if I feel that message coming through. Here's the message for all of us. Devotion is one of the highest angelic qualities. Angels are completely devoted to the source of creation, constantly singing praises to the energy that created them and the world. In order to experience their energies, it is important to match their vibration. Then you will attract them and their miracles. At this time, you are being encouraged to devote yourself wholly and fully to the service-based mission you are feeling called to fulfill. And I want to say, sometimes service can be to yourself. Depending on where you are in your journey, sometimes you need to be serving yourself. I think a lot of us light workers get lost in the service to others, and we forget that we're one of the others. We're one of these humans that we're here to help and uplift and save. So sometimes service can be service to yourself. You are being encouraged to find the joy in your calling. If you find yourself feeling stressed, frustrated, or stuck, tune back into why you do what you do. It's important to remember who you are and the incredible potential you have to enrich the lives of others. Remind yourself of the earlier stage of your journey and how you were filled with joy by doing what you do. It's that energy that will help you move forward with ease. I'm looking for ease. Thank you, Spirit. This is a time to be grateful for who you are and what you've overcome and how you can serve with a heart of devotion. So if any of that resonated with you, maybe spend some time this week in meditation, just calling on the energy of Seraphiel. You don't have to know what it is. You don't have to do any special ritual other than sitting in meditation and saying, hey, I would really like to pick up on some of that energy Seraphiel's putting down. That's it. If you have a more involved process that works for you, do that. Let's see. What other messages do you have for us, Spirit? Oracle, the mystical shaman oracle is the next deck we're going to. Where am I going on my spiritual journey? This might tie into that. If we take this card with the others, should we leave our problem behind or continue to resolve them? I'm just going to give you an immediate take from what Spirit said without me thinking through that question, James. What I heard Spirit say, your question, should we leave our problems behind or continue to resolve them? I heard Spirit say, leaving them behind is resolving them. Like that's the only resolution you're going to get is by walking away from those things. There's never going to be an ending when you feel satisfied with walking away from it because the situation doesn't really lend itself to that. So walking away is the solution. And just because you walk away now doesn't mean you walk away for eternity. Maybe you're walking away now because you don't have the skills to deal with it. Or maybe you're walking away now because the person, if it's involving someone else, isn't receptive at this time. Or maybe it is a permanent walking away. You will know based on your situation. Mystical Shaman Oracle, let's turn this card over. The Gatherer. The Gatherer. Look at all those pretty fall colors and pumpkins. Card number 21. The Gatherer. The essence, the guidebook is in 3 different sections. The essence of this card. Before we cultivated grains, we collected the wild bounty of nature. The gatherer finds abundant seeds, nuts, berries, and wild greens where the ordinary person sees only barren soil. The gatherer is the provider, the forager, and the gardener who collects roots and vegetables for the long winter when game is scarce. She does not hoard, trusting the bounty around her. The invitation. Look at the resources you already have close at hand. This is a time of abundance. This is Spirit talking to each and every one of us. I want you to think about where you are in your journey right now. And Spirit is saying to all of us, this is a time of abundance. I do believe that that is in a general term, saying at this time on your earth, abundance is everywhere. The next question is, where are you in relation to that abundance? But when Spirit gives a message to the collective with a very clear sentence in there that says, this is a time of abundance, that's pretty powerful. And if you're looking at your life saying, I don't see the abundance, then I want to ask you to go back to that first card we drew of the 7 of Swords and ask yourself, am I telling myself any stories of deception and trickery that are keeping me from seeing the abundance that Spirit said is here? Am I going to trust what that when Spirit says it's abundance, it's here? Or am I going to trust me that says, no, Spirit, I don't see it, therefore it must not be here? Is it possible? Is it possible that we've told ourselves stories that are keeping us, disallowing us from seeing the abundance? I think that one's probably more probable than Spirit being wrong and us not really seeing it. So I think maybe we want to work on our self-talk. The invitation. Look at the resources you already have close at hand. This is a time of abundance. Everything around you is ripe and ready for harvest. Banish the notions of scarcity that have limited your choices or colored your destiny. Pack your food for the winter and start with the low-hanging fruit that is all around you. The medicine. Do not wander too far afield in search for what Spirit has already provided. Stop making it hard. That's what Spirit means by that sentence. Stop making it hard. Practice paying it forward, being thankful in advance of receiving. If you are in a scarcity mindset, open your heart to look beyond current conditions, and you will find the bounty being offered to you. Practice sharing, not hoarding. That's a huge step. When it says she does not hoard because she trusts the bounty around her, ask yourself, there's a difference between hoarding. I mean, you can hoard for all different reasons, is what I'm saying. So just ask yourself, is there any area of my life where I am hoarding resources or energy out of a scarcity mindset? Not saving because that's prudent to save, but hoarding because I'm scared I won't have it if I don't do this first. I'm scared I won't have enough if I don't put $100 in my savings account every paycheck. Now, you're going to have a lot of money in your savings account. I'm not dissuading you from that. But if your mindset is, I'm scared I won't have money, so I need to put it in my savings account, you are not allowing all the abundance that is around you to come in to show you that there's no need to hoard. If instead you're putting that same $100 aside, but you shifted your mindset, I'm putting this $100 aside because, man, it's going to be so much fun when I have that big nest egg and I don't have to worry. See, that's all you need to do. You just need to tell a new story. And that opens up abundance to come through in all different ways in your life. All right, where are we at now? Boop, boop, boop. Good question, Jacqueline. It is right on the website page. When we go to the page, in the button in the corner, So I think if you click on that button, you should be able to pull the link from it, or you can just type what I just said in the chat. Let's see, what else do we need to go? What else do we need to know, Spirit? We need some practical day-to-day. I feel that being asked for. Practical day-to-day. What do we need to do right now? Numerology is the deck I'm going to. Tina, I see your question. Tina, for you specifically, I'm hearing stop making decisions out of fear. Make the decisions that need to be made. Make sure you're fully informed when you're making those decisions, and move forward trusting your intuition. Numerology, the card I pulled. Domestic harmony, card number 46. Look at all that green. That's a good sign for manifesting Monday when we get cards with sacred geometry and green. Green is all about manifesting. And for some of us, green is about that dollar bill. Are Canadian dollars green? I don't think they are. Are they, Jacqueline? They're not. The greenback American thing. This card, domestic harmony. This card indicates a time of healing your relationships and your home. This may relate to a troubled relationship with a child, family member, ex, or current partner, house guest, or roommate. It could even relate to problems you have had with the actual house itself. Either way, this card has been sent to advise you that your difficulties are being resolved and domestic happiness is within your reach. This card can indicate a time to make a commitment to your present relationship by declaring your love and desire to take things to the next level. It can also reveal a need to commit to your present residence by extending your lease, deciding not to sell, or making the necessary improvements to turn it into your perfect home. Regardless, this card is encouraging you to make a commitment rather than walk away. Talk about mixed messages, Spirit. First, you said walk away with the eight of cups, and now you're saying make a commitment rather than walk away. Let me clarify. This is what Spirit's, because I'm asking for clarity. Y'all know Spirit's not going to leave me all confused and discombobulated. Here's what I'm hearing. Two separate situations is what's being addressed here in this moment. Those of you that are on the fence about making a decision, you know who you are. This is Spirit speaking, not me. Those of you who are on the fence about making a decision, you know who you are. And that message about moving forward, stop trying to finish everything, stop overanalyzing is definitely the message for you. This message, Spirit is reminding me, as the card indicates, is about domestic harmony. This message is about any situations that have to do with what's going on in your home, in your relationships, and relationships with your home. For somebody that spoke directly to you, I feel like somebody has a bad relationship with their home. And this is how to deal with that situation. If your issue, this is Spirit, not me, if your issue from earlier about making the decision had specifically to do with a domestic relationship or what to do next, then we can understand why this message would seem confusing, because first we said walk away and now we said stick with it. You already know the answer you seek. You're using the confusion that you might be currently experiencing as an excuse to not step forward. You knew the answer you sought before she ever pulled a card, and you were looking for affirmation and confirmation that you were on the right track. That's why we showed you so many swords. You're overthinking it. Trust your intuition. You are on the right track. If you're still confused, meditate and specifically ask your guides to help show you clarity. And that seems to be, now they're like stepping away. They're like, that's all we're giving you. So thanks for explaining that a little bit, because I was a little bit worried about where we were headed with that message, Spirit. Walk away, no, stay. Walk away, no, stay. The affirmation is, I have happy, harmonious relationships within my happy, harmonious home. All right. How may I let go while still in the situation? Energetically and with love. Somebody asked in the chat, just in case y'all missed it, because I kind of mumbled to myself and I think everybody's on the same page and y'all are not. Someone asked in the chat, how can I let go? Where is it at? How can I let go while I'm still in the situation? The message, as I read that out loud from Spirit, immediately was energetically and with love. I know the situation is coming to its end. How do I get it to a peaceful place? You energetically need to start telling yourself a better story about the situation. If you're telling yourself the story about why the situation isn't working, it's not going to be, you're churning the waters. You're making that boat rocky. If you're telling yourself the story about why this situation benefited you for where you are in your journey and why you're ready to move on, that's empowering. Keep telling that story. So shift your story to a story of love. So letting go with love, and then energetically work yourself out of that relationship energetically, and the universe has to follow. The universe has to follow. The entire universe follows energy. So once you are energetically cutting ties with that relationship, whatever it might be, work situation, another person, once you can energetically cut the ties, if the situation doesn't allow you to easily just real world 3D cut the ties, once you energetically cut the ties, that 3D situation will begin to manifest in a way that reflects that you have cut yourself out of that relationship. Next, we're going to Oracle of the Unicorns. Where are we at on time? We still got some good time. Oracle of the Unicorns, gentleness. Oh, well, I thought I had it. Gentleness, I'll read it to you. Be kind to yourself and others. Honor your gentleness. Speak words of love. I feel like this is Spirit answering you directly. How do you do it? With love. How do I get myself out of this situation that's no longer serving me? With love. This card represents a sensitive, gentle soul with a deep connection to animals in the natural world. This is someone who tends to feel out of place in the noisy world of busy people. You may be feeling more overwhelmed than usual or find that you need to spend more time alone in quiet places. The unicorns encourage you to honor your desire for peace and quiet, and know that gentleness is a sacred gift that needs to be nurtured and expressed more often. Sensitivity is an indicator of powerful intuitive and psychic abilities. How many of us have been told that we were too sensitive as a young child or as an adult and chalked it up to, oh, well, you're just a woman, stop being emotional, is it that time of the month? And then we got older and was like, no, I take Midol, so it's not that. Why are you so emotional and sensitive? How about sensitivity is an indicator of powerful, intuitive, and psychic abilities. If we're not able to pick up on the things that feed our clairs, we have to be sensitive to what extends beyond our five senses, is what I'm saying. So of course psychics are more sensitive than the general public. Of course Reiki workers are more sensitive. Of course empaths are more sensitive. It's how we're able to do what we do. So begin seeing your sensitivity as a gift. It should be nurtured and not repressed. You may feel uncomfortable about addressing a conflict, finding yourself in a confronting situation, or realize it is time to take a stand for yourself. Responding to a situation with kindness does not make you weak. Your softness comes from deep strength and immense courage within. Rather than shrinking away from a situation or wondering if you should be stronger or louder, Understand that you can make change in gentle, loving ways. Humanity needs the gentle souls to lead the way into a new reality, one in which kindness and compassion are upheld with the highest qualities, as the highest qualities. You can show the way by starting your gentleness with others and demonstrating how to love and honor every living being. You can help others to see how kindness is a strength and encourage other sensitive souls to acknowledge their gifts. This card may be calling you to conscious activism where you can make a stand for innocent animals in a loving yet powerful way. Be more willing to speak words of love and demonstrate acts of kindness. Share your beautiful, gentle light more brightly in the world. Love that. Okay. So that's what the unicorns wanted us to know. We've had tarot, we have unicorns. I need a coffee deck. So every time we do these Magical Mondays, I can pull tarot, something about the unicorns, and coffee. Do any of my decks have coffee in them? Wouldn't that be cool to pull the card with coffee? Do any of my decks have that? I don't know. Oh, you know what I'm going to read from? I'm going to read from a couple of these affirmation cards I recently got called Badass Affirmation Cards. We're going to read a couple of those. Spirit, let's see if we can use these cards. And it's not even the full deck. It's just the ones I have on my desk. Oh, this will be good. This will be fun for me. I want to answer, where am I going on my spiritual journey? We got time. I want to pull from a full deck, though. Where am I going on my spiritual journey? But we're going to make it fun, y'all. I guess I kind of have the coffee deck. I could pull from the friends deck. They always meet in a coffee house. Where am I going on my spiritual journey? I am going to get back to badass affirmation cards, but first I'm going to read from Rebel Deck, the Oracle with Attitude. Y'all want to see the box? Unicorns. Rebel Deck. Where am I going on my spiritual journey? Let's see if we can get a interesting. Two cards. First card, Spirit has to ask you and to answer your question. Spirit is asking another question. Have you eaten? Are you acting like a big ass baby? You need food in your belly. Eat a fucking taco. Self-care. Where am I going next on my spiritual journey? If I had to intuitively read this card, this card is a card that talks about self-care. Talks about going so hard you forget to eat. So eat a fucking taco. That means take care of yourself. That means you're stressed over whatever this is. What's next on my path? You're stressed over it so much that you're not taking care of yourself. Not allowing yourself periods to just breathe and relax, periods of meditation. You're not sleeping well. So it's take care of yourself. Let that smooth out. Let your energy settle so that you're not trying to make a decision about your path forward from a fight or flight response or from any other mindset that's non-desirable. Let your energy settle by taking care of yourself. And then put the fucking phone down. Put the fucking phone down. Too much screen time is making you awkward and sad. Go talk to a live person. Glad you're here to join us here with these live people. But put the fucking phone down is meaning you are getting too distracted. You're letting yourself get too distracted. Maybe you're too distracted by too many choices in front of you. Ask yourself which of those choices are choices that I think I should consider, or which of those things that I listen because society said, maybe you should try this, or a friend said, maybe you should try this. And now I got too many choices in front of me. No. You know what to do. Stop allowing yourself to be distracted. That's to put the phone down. To stop allowing yourself to be distracted. What was the other one? One more. Man, did I scroll past it that fast? Hold on. What does my financial system look like? Financial situation look like? I don't even have to go to a card for that. The motherfucking sign. That's the card that Spirit showed me in my head when I read that question. And that question, that's for more than whoever just asked that. That's for everybody in the group. This is a time of abundance. So start looking for the shift that you've been asking for. Now I'm going to go to badass affirmations, and this is for the group collective. Don't ever stray away from yourself to get closer to someone else. I will stop breaking myself into pieces to serve others. I will stay whole and let them fucking choke. Badass affirmation card. Who else still needs the affirmation? Have I pumped y'all up enough? Y'all ready for this week? Y'all ready? Let's keep going. They only talk shit because they envy your drive. Keep giving them reasons. Hell yeah, I like that one. Y'all need a little bit more. Y'all need a little bit more juice. We are about to manifest the shit out of our lives this week, right? Magical Monday manifestations. We listen to these messages so that we can get clarity on how to move forward in our life, so that we can kind of get a little bit of a show me at least the next couple of steps, spirit, not so we can follow, not so we can just, okay, I'm going to do whatever you say, but no, so we can get out there and manifest the lives that we really want. How do I get to the XYZ goal? Spirit is like, these are the first steps that you need to take. Now, how many of us are going to step out of this messages from spirit and find ways to discount it, Seven of Swords, and tell ourselves stories about how some of the messages don't apply to us when they really, really do, but we don't want to deal with it right now, Seven of Swords. Telling ourselves the stories that self-sabotage us so that we don't move forward. We've been asking and asking, how do I get out of this rough spot that I'm in? And Spirit just gave us all the answers. And some of us are going to step away and do our best to put that into working action. And some of us are going to step away and say, it was my first time in the group. She probably wasn't talking to me. Seven of Swords. Oh, I've been coming here a lot of times. I've heard all of these messages so many times. I just come because I really like Valorie's energy, but I don't really come for the messages. Seven of Swords. Those messages weren't really for me. Those were for the other people in the group. Seven of Swords. Well, she gave so many messages. At first she said, don't do the thing. And then she said, do the thing. Well, I just don't know. Seven of Swords. You know. I'm going to refer you to that card that we pulled that said you have everything that you need. So what stories are you going to tell yourself that are going to empower you throughout this upcoming week and help you move forward, regardless of whether you heard it from me or meditation or spirit? Are you going to allow yourself to move forward? Or are you going to stay stuck in that Seven of Swords energy where you are telling yourself stories, excuses, reasons why you can't move forward? That's the message that spirit really wants to get across to us. Dear stress, fuck you. We got 3 more minutes. Let's see. We're just going to go through all of these cards. These are cards that I went through the entire deck and I pulled these cards out because these cards resonated with me. So y'all get to see what cards resonate with Valorie. All the ones I read before, plus this one. Whoever is trying to bring me down is already below me. What? Don't half-ass anything. If you're going to fuck up, fuck it all the way up. I love that one. Because it gave me permission to make mistakes. I was kind of stuck in my swords, in my thinking brain too, about what if I do this thing and then it doesn't work out and it's a mistake. And if you're going to fuck it up, fuck it all the way up and then learn from it. 2 more cards. If love turns lonely, let go. That's giving big 8 of Cups vibes for me. And then the last one. This is boy or girl, but the card reads, today, be the badass girl you were too lazy to be yesterday. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. A couple of things coming up. I do have my always available now Tarot course. There's a Tarot Basic course for 97. Nope. Tarot Basics for 22. There's a Tarot, just get to know Tarot, the very entry level for 97. And then that's the one. The Advanced Tarot for 97. I've switched stuff so much. There's also Psychic Development coming up, Psychic Development Class 1, which I'm excited to do. Again, 6 sessions. We start on March 2nd, so make sure you get signed up for that. There's some events on the calendar this upcoming week. Energy Healings is coming up soon in the first part of March. And then we also have Magical Money Manifestations every Monday morning. You can catch replays on my YouTube channel. And check out the new website, Tarot Unicorns Coffee. Tarot Unicorns is plural, coffee, all together.com, tarotunicornscoffee.com. Check that out. Get signed up for the newsletter, all the great things. And I hope to see you back here next Monday. I don't think I do anything between now and next Monday. See you back here next Monday. Thanks, everyone. And you can always book one-on-one sessions with me as well. Go to Tarot Unicorns and Coffee to find that information. Thanks, everyone. Go manifest your lives. Manifest.